everyone, this is Grandma Shark MD here, and today I'm going to talk about face masks.
Grandma Shark doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, Grandma Shark doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
As now, you probably heard in the news, the doctors and nurses, anesthesiologists, nurse anesthetists, critical care physicians, those who are taking care of COVID-19 patients are having to reuse this N95 mask. And now, data from other countries and Médecins Sans Frontières, that's Doctors Without Borders in English, they have seen approximately 8.3% of healthcare workers are becoming infected with the COVID-19. One panel of the American College of Emergency Medicine and Critical Care Physicians that I just listened to, those doctors noted that it was actually physicians and nurses who were taking care of non-urgent, unsuspected COVID-19 infections that were contracting the virus. Many of the asymptomatic patients who are carrying the virus can be there for instance, a sprained ankle. We are deciding that everybody should be wearing the N95s when they go see patients. We're going to need a lot of these masks, and so we're going to have to recycle them until we get more. This is a static charged mask. It's a typical mask that you wear when you go see a patient and you want to protect the patient from your germs. This is an N95 mask, and this is what we use when we're concerned that we could get infected from the patient with a virus. It seals tightly on our face. This is a homemade mask. It's got 2 layers, cotton blend on the outside and t-shirt on the inside. After reading these studies, I have decided that, contrary to what they recommend, that you should not do this at home, I'm going to do this at home because I have no guarantee that I will get a new N95 when I go back to work. And I'm going to do that in the oven. I'm going to put it on bake at 175 degrees. And then I'm going to hang the mask so that it doesn't touch anything metal. And you can see I've got 2 N95 masks hanging in the oven so they're not touching any metal. A watched N95 mask never sterilizes. I had some success, but I somehow touched one of my masks on some metal in the oven. Be really careful how you do this. Turned out okay. And by the way, I've washed my hands really well before I did this. It smells a little bit like cookies. What you do is put the mask, once sterile, in a sterile Tupperware. And then put your name on it. So it's yours. You can put it on like so. Okay, here are some cotton masks that I've been soaking for about 10 minutes in hydrogen peroxide. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam them, and we set the timer for 10 minutes. Our steamed face masks are done. I'm going to let them dry, and then they will be good to use on top of my other masks. So mask on mask will be the best for protecting the longevity of your N95 mask. Woohoo! When reviewing techniques for sterilizing your mask, the #1 concern is safety. Don't use chloride, bleach, or household cleansers or alcohol to sterilize your mask. As you can see from this document posted by Stanford Medicine Anesthesia Informatics and Media Lab, using alcohol or chlorine-based disinfectant will decrease the filtration efficiency of the mask significantly. What that means is it doesn't remove as many particles from the air that you breathe. Stanford also studied the effectiveness of homemade masks as compared to a surgical mask. Using a vacuum cleaner bag is almost as effective as a surgical mask. Tea towels are very high on the list. And now the recommendation is for everyone to be wearing masks when they go out, much as people do in China. Many people are panicking to find masks. Don't. I just made this mask from paper towels and rubber bands. It took me about 2 minutes. When making the mask, consider how comfortable it is, how easy it is to breathe through. If the material is too difficult to breathe through, you aren't really breathing through the filter. You're breathing around the edges of the mask and defeating the purpose. In conclusion, you can disinfect your N95 mask at home in the oven, but be careful not to touch any metal or it will melt. You can also disinfect a static charged cotton mask by steaming it for 10 minutes. Homemade masks can be just as effective as surgical masks and will not put a burden on the supply of disposable masks for hospitals. I hope this video has been helpful both for healthcare workers and those of you who are helping us by physically distancing at home. Check out this hilarious homemade mask. I think this particular mask has the added advantage of keeping people at a safe distance. This is Grandma Shark MT, hoping you're staying safe from the COVID-19 virus. Thank you for sharing, thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing.